does it take for you to be happy? If you're curious about how to bring more joy into your life, then this reading is for you. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. This is Bedouin Mystic, and for today's tarot reading, we're going to explore the topic of happiness and how you can bring more of it into your life. Are you ready? All right. To pick your reading, you can either do that using your zodiac sign or by tuning in to your intuition, which I will guide you through a very powerful process to do that. So if you're choosing to use your zodiac sign to pick your reading, then for reading number 1 over here, we have Gemini, Cancer, and Pisces. For reading number 2, we have Aries, Aquarius, and Virgo. And for reading number 3, we have Leo, Libra, and Scorpio. And for the 4th reading, we have Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Taurus. You can find them also in the timestamp below. So if you would like to pick through your zodiac sign, you're welcome to go ahead and do that now and go into your reading. But if you would rather to use your intuition to pick your reading, then you can start by closing your eyes for a few moments while taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose, inviting the energy of joy into your energetic field, and breathing out through your mouth, letting go of all the tension in your body. Again, inhaling while inviting in the energy of joy, and exhaling while letting go of all the tension and worry. One more time, in through the nose, hello happiness, and out through the mouth, goodbye tension. All right, now you can center your awareness in your heart. And curiously, ask yourself this question. What does it take for me to be happy? And just observe how you feel. And if you're ready, you can now open your eyes and see which one of those 4 Sun Tarot cards spark a sense of joy within you. Perhaps you feel pulled toward one of those cards. Perhaps you hear one of those cards calling for you. Or perhaps you seem to be focusing your attention more on one of those cards. Whatever you get, trust your intuition. And whichever card you feel most drawn to, that will be the card for your reading. We have reading number 1, reading number 2, reading number 3, and reading number 4. Once you've made your decision, you can click on the timestamp below for your detailed reading. And if more than one of the cards spark a joy within you, or you feel drawn to more than one card, then please feel free to check out those readings as well, because most likely there is a message there for you too. So I'm very excited to do this reading for you, my dear. Let us collectively bring more joy into this world by starting with you becoming a happier person. See you in a little bit. Hello, welcome back to your reading number 1. And you're here because you picked this very beautiful Sun card for your reading. And so what we'll do, go ahead and get a few oracle cards for you to take a look at some of those energies in order to answer this question. What does it take for you to be happy? And oh, all right. And so let's see what we got here. We have the Keeper of Boundaries, and we also have Keeper of Inclusion. We also have the Canary. Step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. Ah, very interesting. Your success is now at hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. And so with the keeper of boundaries over here, what it tells us is to really honor who we are and standing on our ground, right? It's very essential for you, especially right now. And saying no is actually a magical word, right? It helps free us from the bounds and protect our resources within us. It seems like you might be somebody who likes to please people, like to the approval of people. So you're very willing to help people and say yes, even though inside of you, you just want to say no. Because part of you know actually what's good for you, what's good for the other person. And sometimes a no is the kindest thing we can do for other people, right? Because sometimes without knowing it, we think we're trying to be helpful. We might be actually enabling, right? But also, we're not honoring who we are. So the best thing is to really tune into yourself and ask yourself each time, would this actually be helpful for me? Do I really want to say yes to this or do I want to say no? And what we have over here with the keeper of inclusion is really including all parts of ourself within us, all our experiences, the joys, the hopes, the dreams, even the worries and suffering, and just synthesize those with compassion to yourself, right? And not abandoning any part of ourselves or our experience. We've been through hard times, and even those have very beautiful lessons for us. We grew from even those tough experiences, right? And so this is what the keeper of inclusion is really honoring all parts of yourself, all part of your experiences, and also sing that song, right, of who you truly are, which is very beautiful because also we have the canary over here, right, which is singing your song, and there is power in finding your voice. And so, with that, is really being able to express who you are, express your need, express when yes means yes and no means no for you, express anything you have within inside of you, right? Finding your voice and speaking, right? You have a voice. You know where it is, actually. You don't need to find it. You just need to use your voice, right? And it all comes from within you, right? Tuning into who you really are and honoring your emotions and see how you feel and speak that truth. Speak your truth with all parts of who you are. And so, with this over here, with the Osprey, your success is now at hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. The joy is right there for you, right? And just by allowing yourself to see who you are and speaking the truth of who you are, communicating who you are, communicating your truth, that's what's gonna magnetize all that joy into you to really actually bring it into your experience, right? With the biggest key is being able to keep your boundaries, and you do that by knowing who you are, speaking your truth, owning every part of your being, and singing that song of who you are. Express it, express who you are freely. And so with that, we can go ahead and actually do the detailed tarot reading for you. Let's put this over here. Very beautiful, my dear. And the canary and the osprey. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and pick a few tea leaves to help with your reading today. All right. Go ahead and move these. And so with the queen, oh, we have the king of wands. Oh, wow. Okay. And so with the king of wands, he is somebody who's very compassionate, right? and also somebody who's loved by his family and friends, but also undemanding of others. And so I do get this feeling that you are somebody who's very compassionate, love to help others. Therefore, that's why the keeper of boundary is very important for you over here. And just loved a lot by the people around them. And so, also somebody who's sensitive to other people as well, sensitive to other people's feelings and emotions. And so the Five of Wands over here being the challenge for you is really a test, right? And so it seems like people probably ask you for help a lot, right? Because you're somebody compassionate and who loves to help other people. And so it might be a test for you to actually perhaps just learn how to say no, and also checking in into your schedule, right? Is it possible for me to help out in this regard, right? Is it possible for me? Does it make sense? So taking the moment, the test for you is really taking a moment to tune into yourself and check your schedule and see if it feels right to actually say yes of helping out or not. And so that's the biggest challenge for you, for somebody who's as compassionate as you are and somebody who loves to help people. And so it seems like sometimes you don't know when you start. That's the boundaries, right? When you start and other people begin, because you love people, you're connected to them emotionally. And so it might be a bit hard for you to actually um, not separate yourself, but actually stand within your power to actually see that inner voice within you. What is it saying? Does it say that, oh, this makes me excited? So the test for you would be to check into yourself, and when somebody asks you for something, and just when you're checking in, feel, does this make me happy to say yes to? If it's not a heck yes, then it's a heck no, right? So if you feel excited to do this and to help that person, that's a good indication that it's a yes. And so if it doesn't feel good, if you just keep thinking about it, most likely that's your intuition speaking to you and telling you to say no. And with the Tower card being over here with your subconscious thoughts or action and things that you might not be aware of. And so having the Tower over here, right? And the Tower is a very, very strong card. And this seems to be a very actually strong area in your life, which talks about the ego, but also in insecurities. And the question to ask yourself, why do you always say yes to people? Why do you not communicate your needs, right? And really go deep within yourself to figure out where this insecurity is coming from. And once you find that out and the false beliefs that you have with that, that's when you have your power back. That's when you can actually claim your power back and really see who you really are behind that mask that you wear of being extra nice, being extra helpful to everybody. Why are you doing it? Right? And so that would be a great thing for you to actually journal about and perhaps draw on some of your experiences in the past, um, and see where is that insecurity coming from. Perhaps from the past, you only felt love when you said yes. Perhaps you had very demanding people around you when you were young, right? It could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be your friends. People only give you perhaps recognition when you said yes to them. And so dig deep down and see where that source of the insecurity is coming from. Because over here, it seems like you're really addicted to this way of being, right? Um, you are a very compassionate person, but you're addicted to saying yes. And so the best thing you can do is to actually interrupt that addiction of saying yes by taking the moment within yourself, um, and see how you can say no. When, if your inner intuition is telling you to say no, right? Because there are some times when you actually do feel very excited to say yes. And that's what you need to actually focus in on and go for. But when your intuition is telling you no, it feels actually a bit icky to say yes to this thing, it doesn't feel good, then that's when your intuition is telling you no is what's appropriate in this situation. So you have to test it on a situation by situation basis. And so with the Queen of Pentacles over here, she's very generous. And this is the energy that's leaving your energy. And so I feel like you already have a sense of, this is an area of your life that you need to work on. And so that generosity um, of your resources, right? Your time is a very valuable resource to you. And so being generous blindly without really checking within yourself can be harmful for you. And that's why you're actually needing to let go of being just blindly generous with everybody and everything in your life that takes up so much of your time and your energy. And so the more you actually let go of needing to please people, and focusing on you and what makes you feels good to say yes, the more you free up some time for you to actually do the things that you love that bring you joy into your life. And so, with the Emperor being here, this is the energy that's actually coming into your life, which is action, authority, fatherhood, guidance, right? And the sense that I'm getting with this one here is you're letting go of that mask that you're wearing of wanting to please everybody and being generous with your time. Because I get the sense that for you to have approval in the past, especially maybe when you were a child, you needed to overgive. And so you wore that mask as if it was you, overgiving with everything, right? To please a parent, an authority figure in your life. But right now, you're making that authority figure is you. Are you pleasing you by saying yes? Are you pleasing you by saying no? And that's what I see coming um into your energetic field right here is being your own authority, pleasing that inner you, being your own parent, sort of speak. And so that's very beautiful. You're stepping into the power. You're claiming your throne, so to speak, right? You're owning your voice. You're owning who you are. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Let's see. And so what the Wheel of Fortune is telling you, you have the power of actually moving this around, right? From having your attention externally on people and sensing what they would like for them to be happy to turning in within you and seeing what you need to be happy. And so you have that power to make that change and a big change with the Wheel of Fortune. We've got some serious major arcana cards over here telling you of how this thing is very big in your life and making that shift. You have that power to make that shift from external to internal, tuning in with into your intuition to see what brings you joy. Similar to that exercise we did at the very beginning, that could be very helpful for you to tune into your own intuition, to see your emotion. Does this make me happy? Does it not? And so you have that power to turn things around for yourself. And you have that very, very, very big power in here too, with the Wheel of Fortune, being here with your internal circumstances. You hold the power for your joy. You hold that power to make that big change. And what I'm seeing over here with the Ten of Cups, and this is the card that shows you how the external influences, right? This is internal influences, which you have huge power in your hands to turn things around. The Ten of Cups tells you the external influences. And so having the Ten of Cups over here is your relationships are actually going to be happier. That's the externally. This Ten of Cups is a card for being happy, being content that all your relationship, friendships, family, romantic relationships are stable and you're enjoying them. And so by owning your power, also people around you is going to actually enjoy having your company so much more. Your relationship with your friends are improving tremendously when you actually own that power. Rather than you're trying to please them, you're pleasing yourself, and that makes them happy. That makes them happy. This is key, especially for people who might actually feel a little bit, let's say, selfish for actually um, looking for their own happiness, right? Somebody who's been actually conditioned for so long to look for other to be happy before they can be happy. This could be challenging for them to make that big switch, but you do have that power. However, when you do make that change, your relationship's going to improve so much more, which in turn is going to bring even more joy into your life because your people around your relationships are so much more happier because of it, because you are standing in your own power. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Wow. Wow. The Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness. And so that with your hopes, right? Nurturing, insight. You are a natural giver. You are a natural giver. And maybe that's why it's been so hard. It's because you are a natural giver, it's so much easier for you to give your time, your energy, perhaps money, your resources, because you are a natural giver, right? But you're forgetting somebody very important. Are you giving yourself? Are you giving yourself? Are you tending to your emotions? Right? You are very nurturing. I can see that. Oh my goodness. I love this reading. I could see. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. With here is a major transformation that's happening in your life. And I see that old way of being, of giving just blindly, is actually leaving your situation, is leaving your energy. There is a complete transformation happening for you. You still internally somebody who's very a giver, but right now you're not doing it out of the place of the ego. What's going to be happening, you're not actually giving because you are insecure or needing that validation from others. You are tuning in into yourself and seeing that giving is actually making you happy when you actually get the yes from within you, right? And so when you do that and you're owning your voice and you're not saying yes, yes, yes to everything, but only when it makes you happy to say yes, and saying no when it actually makes you happier to say no. When it feels right to say yes, then go for it. When it feels, I'm not sure, again, remember, if it's not a heck yes, then it's a heck no. And that's how you start finding um, that strength. That's how you become authentic to who you are. And that's going to improve those relationships for you, right? It's just like an addiction for you to keep saying yes. It's just easier. And I get it. I have been there, and it was a bit tough for me at the beginning. And one thing I actually started doing is a list of 1001 no's, right? For me to start practicing saying no. And one thing that have helped me in the past is to actually, before saying anything, I just tell whoever is asking me, would you, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. I'm not sure. I need to check my schedule, right? And taking that time to tune in into my feeling and how I feel about something. People would actually respect you and love you so much more because now your yes, when you say it, has so much weight to it. Okay? Because now they know that you're actually doing it from your place of from within you, from your heart. You're not just saying yes just to please them. People respect you, love you so much more, and your yes would have so much more weight to it when you do that. And so that, my dear, would be the key to unlocking your happiness and your joy. And I see a lot of transformation happening for you. And so you are so strong. Oh my goodness. Somebody who's as empathic as you, a natural giver with their emotion, with their energy. Um, you are so strong because you can take that power back within you, and you do have that power um, to tune into yourself and make so much big changes. And so everything else within your life is going to get so much better when you actually do that. And so just opening up those plus two oracle cards to take a look. Time to get out of a situation. Time to get out of that disease to please. And so um, it is hard for you. It is going to be hard for you. But you can do it. You can definitely do it. And so the handshake over here and meeting with a stranger could be important. And I see like um, now that you're actually making this big change, you're actually meeting your true self, which seems to be a complete stranger for you, right? Because you've been conditioned to actually um, tune into other people's feeling and emotions. And now that you're actually taking this action of tuning in into yourself, you're meeting yourself, it seems like, kind of as if it's a stranger. And so there is a little bit of adjustment that will be taking place. So being patient with yourself, but actually this is going to be very, very rewarding for you because you're a beautiful person inside, somebody who's very generous, somebody who's very emotional. And so that's a big gift for you. And so now, when you're learning how to speak your truth and give from a place of actually wanting to give, not from a place of feeling like you have to give. Oh my God, so much more opportunities gonna come your way. More joyful things are gonna come to your way. All your relationships going to improve, and all that joy is just gonna fall within you so effortlessly. I love this reading. I love this reading for you, my dear. I wish you the best of luck. You're very strong. I can see you definitely doing that and going through this major transformation that's going to bring more joy into your life, and it's going to bring more joy to the people around you as well. When you own who you are, when you own your own voice. And so, best of luck. Thank you so much. Um, I would love to hear about your journey. So if you feel called to, please leave some comments below. I would love to see how this journey is manifesting for you, and how is that joy coming into your life. And also, please subscribe if you would like to see more of these messages. I love doing these weekly readings for you. And so, take care and best of luck, and see you soon. Bye. Hello and welcome to your reading. Reading number 2. You have picked this beautiful Sun card. And the Sun card in tarot is the one that usually signify happiness. So let's see what you can uncover about your own unhappiness and how you can bring more joy into your life. We'll go ahead and start by picking a few oracle cards to see what they say about your own happiness. And let's see what we've got here as well. Uh-huh. All right. Let's uncover the key to your happiness. And the key to your happiness. What's making you unhappy, my dear? And what can you do to be happy? Oh, wow. We also have Keeper of Boundary and Keeper of Balance. We did have the Keeper of Boundaries also in reading number 1. So if you felt called to watch reading number 1, I would highly suggest it, because we also had the Keeper of Boundaries on there as well. We've got the Parrot and we've got the Moon. And so what's interesting, the Keeper of Balance, and what they tell us is, do we feel balance inside, or do we feel a little bit out of balance? And perhaps do you tend to think a little bit along the line of, oh my goodness, this is too much for me, or oh my goodness, I don't have enough. And in terms of balance in general. And so that's what the keeper of balance is asking us to really check inside us and see what's keeping us out of balance, and really being honest with ourselves regarding what is it that's keeping us feeling a little bit off balance. And with the keeper of boundaries also, and both cards talk about the same thing, is, are you meeting your own needs? And that's something that can keep us off balance, is that we're not meeting our own needs. And with the keeper of boundaries, boundaries is you um where you end and others start, right? And so perhaps you actually do not realize that. And with the parrot over here is what it's telling us, it's letting go of others' thoughts and opinions. It's time to embrace who you really are. And so, with your own boundaries over here, perhaps you're letting other people's thoughts and opinion dictate what you do and the actions you take. And that's where you are feeling a little bit imbalanced, and therefore not as happy as you could definitely be. And also, that tells us is where our boundaries are being violated, right? Sometimes we actually violate our own boundaries by actually putting so much weight on other people's thoughts and opinions, rather than really actually seeing what we think and about ourselves and what we need to do. And with the moon over here, it asks us about paying attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. And so basically, the way I see it is, right now you're feeling off balance, probably because you actually listen to other people's opinions and what they think you should do, while you actually are very strongly connected to your own intuition, possibly through dreams. And so, if you actually keep a journal of your dreams, that would be very helpful to tap into, or just remembering your dreams in the morning, because there are messages of to guide you. And sometimes we actually let other people's thoughts and opinion affect us, because sometimes we're unsure of what to do, right? And so it's easier to ask other people's opinions on what they think we should do. But you are very strongly connected to your own intuition, and that would be a great source of guidance for you. And so that's where your happiness is going to come from, by actually tapping into your own guidance system, your own emotions, and your own intuitions. And so, with that being said, I'll go ahead and start pulling up your tarot cards. And let's see what the tarot cards have to say about that. And before we do that, I'll go ahead and take a few tea leaves and see what they will be telling us later on into your reading. And let's unlock the key to your happiness. How can you bring more joy into your life, more happy moments, and restore that balance within you? Because that's the source of your unhappiness right now, is that imbalance that you feel, right? And it's due to not knowing the actions that you want to take. Or actually, you just need to learn how to access it, right? And with the moon telling us that big part of it is paying attention to your dreams, because they do hold very powerful messages for you. And it also could mean your own dreams, right? Following your own dreams. And what did you dream about doing in life when you were a kid? And so let's go ahead and, ooh, somebody very creative. All right. Okay. starting to get some idea. We've got the Ace of Wands here, the King, the Knight of Coins, Ten of Wands, okay, the Emperor, right, the Hierophant, wow, and the Queen of Coins. That's so beautiful. Very, very strong cards for you here. And so with the Ace of Wands here is the energies that are covering you. And I get the sense that you're somebody who's very creative and also very passionate. And so also with the Ace of Wands, it's time to make dreams a reality. So it seems like your dreams also, not only your night dreams, but actually your dreams of what you would like to do in life also affects your happiness a lot. And with people who seem to be a bit creative, it seems a little bit hard to make decisions logically for them. And so that might be also why you're relying too much on others people's opinions, right? And so the challenge here that you have is the Knight of Coins. And this is hard work, taking action, being persistent, right? And ambition. And so perhaps your indecision is what's causing you from taking actions, but that would be your biggest challenge is to actually take action based on the ideas, the passion, the creativity, your dreams. That is the biggest challenge for you right now to unlock your happiness and joy. And so subconsciously, with the Ten of Wands and what's affecting your situation right now is feeling overwhelmed, right? Stressed, and also perhaps some kind of obligation that you feel you have towards somebody else, a sense of duty, but also really refusing help seems to be a big part of it. Um, and also the obligation, especially with the Hierophant over here, I feel like there is a sense of obligation that you have for somebody else, and perhaps you're letting somebody else make the decisions for you or dictating why you're not actually following your passions and your dreams. And with the Emperor here, um, that could possibly be a father figure, but not necessarily. It could also mean thinking, overthinking. I do have, I'm getting this also, this feeling that your indecision, or what you could call decision paralysis, is or thinking paralysis. You overthink things so much, and that's what's overwhelming you. And you take what other people think, what you think, and so much thoughts going on. And so that's kind of keeping you from taking action and letting that creativity and inspiration within you to flow, right? Because that flow of inspiration and creativity that you have of actually going after your dream, that by itself unlock happiness within us. It allows us to clear all the blocks and channels that's preventing the joy to come into our life. So once you get out of your head, which I see you're doing right now, that's leaving your energy, getting out of your head and into within your body to take actions, right? And be creative. And so what's grounding you, your actual conscious thoughts and actions. You are conforming to something, right? You actually are seeking social approval, or perhaps you're conforming to certain tradition that's kind of perhaps is not what allowing you to tap into that creativity that you have and not taking actions, right? Or you have a certain things of thinking. This is law and also following the law. And so laws and creativity sometimes doesn't necessarily go hand in hand, right? And so you're trying to balance, right, that creativity within, that passion that you have for your dream of what people around you are expecting to you to do, social approval, your community, perhaps your religion, perhaps traditions, around you, perhaps what your family have always known to do. And so that's kind of seeming to be what's playing in here for you as far as your happiness is concerned. And so it seems like also part of it is the stability, right? And the Queen of Coins is a card of movement, continuous moving, so actions moving forward. So it seems like the more you let go of that stability and sense of structure in your life into moving freely, right? Letting the energy, inspiration within to move freely, but also you moving and taking action. And I see that's what's happening. That's what's unfolding for you is that movement rather than structure, feeling stuck, stability. You're actually moving a little bit more freely, and so that's gonna be very helpful actually for you, um, as far as your happiness is concerned. So if you're somebody who doesn't move a lot, perhaps that's something would actually very be beneficial, right? Because when we actually move, physically move our body, that does tend to shake things up energetically for us, within us, and it helps that flow of um, happiness. It allows that flow of creativity and inspiration to move through us. So physical movement is very helpful, and I see you actually. That's the energy that's coming towards you right now. And so, oh wow, ooh, wow. Very interesting. That because I also got the Tens of Cups and also the Wheel of Fortune for reading number one. So I'm getting a few similarities between this and the reading number one. So if you felt called to um, that card as well, I would highly urge you to check it out because there is very important message there for you. I have a feeling, and it has to do about boundaries, right? About understanding who you are and honoring your own voice and honoring your own boundaries in there for you. But also, I get a sense this is different from that reading in the sense that there is a sense of creativity that's trying to be birthed through you, right? Your ambition, something in you creatively that's coming with into your life. And so with the internal influences over here, we've got the Ten of Cups. And this is a very, very beautiful, beautiful card when it comes to family, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships. And now I'm getting the sense that your love, you have so much love for your family, for the people around you, for the community around you, for the tradition that you were brought in, perhaps your religion and religious views, but something about tradition and family and the community and people around you, you love them so much. And so your keeper of balance and why you take on so much of their thoughts is your love for them, actually, is why you care so much about what they think and their opinion, right? And so, what the Ten of Cups here is telling us, you can still love them, but following your own voice. You can still show appreciation and give emotionally so much love and joy to them, by honoring yourself and actually taking your own opinions into consideration, right? And so it's probably helpful to actually listen to some of their opinions, but not necessarily everything. It's good for you to actually weigh your options that way, but always going into your own intuition, going within internally into your own intuition. It's right here. And that's what's going to actually help you make the decisions at the end. And with this card over here, this is where the external influences in your life. And I see a big shift with the Wheel of Fortune toward joy, toward luck, toward abundance, toward um uh, so many good things, right? Fate, destiny, things that you were meant to be. And externally, that shift is going to happen for you. It is happening, whether you like it or not, but it's actually a good shift, a shift that's going to bring you a lot of good things, a lot of happiness. So I do see some really good things happening to you very soon within your life. And so, ooh, all right. So we've got the Death card and we've got the Page of Coins. And so with the Death card, you are worried about that transformation, right? You are worried about, am I going to lose the people that I love if I actually start uh, doing what I love to do, following my inspiration, following my dream, um, leaning on more toward my own guidance system. And that's what you're worried about. You're worried about losing friends. You're worried about a big change that's going to happen, but it's a major transformation that's happening for you. And with the Page of Coin over here, let me break it down so you can see it better. Oh, such a beautiful, beautiful card. So the results based on the shift that's happening for you, right, is you're going to actually start going after your dreams. You are getting all this strength to move things around, but you are starting to set goals for yourself, right? You're thinking more positively. More good opportunities are going to actually be coming your way. You're going to be starting to manifest your dreams into reality. It's the start of the spring, so all that darkness and coldness is just gonna be behind you, and you're starting fresh, new. And you spring and summer is coming your way, right? And so there is a lot of hope that's coming your way. And so as a result, you're going to be feel more grounded. Both these cards talk about being grounded with who you are, being grounded within yourself, being grounded with your own intuition, your own emotions, your own thoughts, your own opinion, being grounded with who you are, right? And so that's going to be what's going to take you out of that dark place that you feel that you might be in. And you're going to be setting up a very solid foundation for yourself, right? For a very bright future where you're going to be manifesting your dreams into reality, whether it's something creative or not. This is both creativity but also inspiration, your dreams, your ambitions in life. And so that's a big key to your happiness, is finding the balance within, finding that balance between the people that you love and care about, the traditions around you, but also balancing that with what your inner guiding system is, with your own dreams. Your dreams is what's going to help you find that balance. It's being true to those dreams and ambitions. And so when you have that as a central focus, your goals as a central focus, the balancing aspect is going to be easier. Your boundary is going to be easier because now you have a really good sense and dedication to who you are, to your dreams, to your ambitions. And so it makes it easier for you to actually start making those decisions and taking actions and moving forward, right? Based on what you desire most in life and based on your dreams. Oh my goodness, triumph over troubles and obstacle. And January, that's interesting because January in this year talks about after the cold and summer. So there could be also something that's gonna be moving forward for you at the beginning of next year. Take care or there will be loss of material wealth. Angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Oh, that's very interesting. And so the way I'm seeing this over here with the broken ring is parting of the ways in either romance or business, or you're parting away with something, right? And that's going to be a source of some kind of obstacles, some kind of hardship for you. However, with the eagle being here, you're triumphing over those troubles and obstacles. You're moving ahead, and you are being protected spiritually. Spiritual guidance, spiritual guidance, spiritual guidance. I keep getting a very strong feeling that you actually have a very strong guidance spiritually, not only intuitionally, through your intuition, but also some kind of ancestor tradition. And so you probably are protected. You have some angels from your family on the other side that's looking out for you, that's going to help you move forward, right? And so with the eagle, an eagle is also very spiritual. So, and that's going to be help you get over those troubles and obstacles. And perhaps you feel like you are the one who are breaking a promise of somehow, um, with not following your dream. Something to actually just think about. Have you ever made a promise of some sort to yourself, maybe, or to anybody that you will not follow a certain dreams that you had as a child? Perhaps because it was a bit unconventional of some sort, because it was out of your traditions and what your family or society valued. Think about that, because I feel like that's the promise that you going to be breaking, and it will help to set you free to go ahead and start flying, right? And triumphing over your troubles and obstacles. And so something to think about. For some people, it might be you might have made a promise not to pursue your dreams or your ambition for some reason or another. But you are being guided spiritually, and I do get this sense of tradition, something through probably your ancestral line. They're giving you spiritual guidance, or perhaps religion, right? Or spirituality. I have been getting this very strong sense that you do have some kind of spiritual help, somebody on the other side, family members that pass, or your ancestors, right? And they really are helping you to go over this and to be protected, and also to help guide you, right? And so you tap to that through your dreams and through your intuition. You can tap through that guidance rather than taking the opinion of people around you right now, right? Because people on the other side in the spiritual world, they do have a better um, vision of what's going on. They do have a better idea of how things are working, where it could be veiled from a lot of people on the physical plane. And so, rather than taking the advice and thoughts of people who are around you here in the physical plane, perhaps those ancestors that you have, or through your religion or spiritual practice, you can tap into, it seems like. And that's going to help you um, with balancing inside what's in you, and bring that more joy into your life. I am getting this very strong feeling that for some of you, dreams and perhaps some kind of tradition within the dreams that you might have, or um, about how to actually understand your dreams and what they mean. I feel like for some of you, there's actually a very strong connection between your ancestors, the dreams, the angels, and their guidance could be unlocked through that dream world. And so with here, the Ten of Wands, as far as something that's actually not helping you move forward, is perhaps not asking for help. And so I understand for a lot of people, could be asking help um, from people who are on the physical plane can be hard. But with here, I'm getting the sense and that talk to them, talk to them, talk to them, talk to your angels, and ask them for help, right? Because they won't help you unless you ask them for help, right? Usually angels do step in only if it's something very important as far as um, safety is concerned. Otherwise, they will only interfere with your life and help you is if you ask them. So if you've ever heard about how ways to talk to your angels, whether it's through writing or through some other means, and that's something that have came into your mind recently, or communicating to them through dreams perhaps, if any of that sounds familiar, any of those modalities sounds familiar and you've actually thought about them, I would definitely um, suggest that that could be a great area for you to tap into and learn more about, so you can ask your angels for guides. And I'm getting also this feeling that you might be somebody who actually see numbers as well. And so 10, 10. See, I've got tens and eights, ones and zeros. So you're probably somebody who sees a lot of ones. These also could be communications from your angels or your ancestors trying to actually tell you that this is something good. If you see a lot of ones, one, usually that's a sign to actually tell you you are on the right path, or whatever you're thinking about is actually the right thing for you. So something also to keep probably to be aware of is that if you see that sign of 111, it could be your angels or ancestors trying to actually give you that guidance from the spiritual world. And so something to keep in mind. And so the key to your happiness, no more happy unhappiness. We're gonna let go of all the unhappiness. There is so much to actually be happy about, which is following your passions, following your dreams, no matter how crazy they may sound, no matter how unconventional and traditional they may be. Um, Following your dreams, following your passions. What are you passionate about? What do you like to do? Perhaps ask yourself that and take action. Taking action is the biggest challenge for you. Moving, even if it's physically moving, um, or actually by taking actions, that's going to help that energy of imbalance start shaking up a little bit, so that way you can find that balance. I do see a big turn of events that's happening for you. That's really going to help you to start manifesting, setting goals for yourself um, after a very big transformation that's going to happen for you. But I do see you somebody who cares a lot about their family, and also I see that you are very protected. So if you're worried about following your dreams, just knowing that you do have that spiritual guidance to tap into rather than overthink things, right? Tap into your intuition, ask your angels, ask your spirit guides. You do have that spiritual guidance for you. I do see you triumphing over um, all those troubles and obstacles and moving ahead in life and becoming more happy as a result of it. And so, another one more thing I would like to say is your intuition and the spiritual guidance, right? Rather than thinking too much, um, uh, and that's letting that be why you're not moving forward, right? Tap into your intuition, listen to your own intuition rather than the thoughts and opinions of others, and also tapping into your spiritual guidance. And that's going to help you make the decisions so you can take action and start moving forward. And that way, you're going to go ahead and start manifesting that dream that you had and making it into reality and setting those goals and getting that clarity. And so this is very interesting reading, very beautiful, very beautiful. Wow. Um, Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. It has been absolute pleasure. Um, if I would love to hear about your journey, So if you would like to share some comments in the comments below, I would love to hear how this journey is unfolding for you and see how you resonated with this reading in general. And also, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. That way you also would be able to see more of the readings that I love to do each week. And let's unlock more happiness, more clarity into your life so that you manifest your dreams into reality. Best of luck, dear bio number 2, and see you soon. Bye. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to your reading. Reading number 3. You're here because you picked this beautiful Sun Tarot card. The Sun Tarot card, which symbolizes joy and happiness. And let's see what the Tarot and the Oracle cards have in store for you and regarding how to unlock your joy and happiness in your life. Let's go ahead. The first thing I will do, I'll go ahead and pick a few oracle cards that would help with your reading. And we have Keeper of Sanctuary. Very beautiful card. Oh, this one right here. And Keeper of Innocence. Oh, wow. Very, very interesting. And I'll go ahead and also get a couple more oracle cards here from the birds. Let's see what the birds would like to tell you about your happiness. All right, we have the duck. And find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. Ooh, and the parrot. Let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It's time to embrace who you really are. That's very interesting. We also had the spirit on reading number 2 showing up. So if by any chance you felt cold, also to toward the second reading, the second card, you might want to check that out because we also had a message from the parrot in there. So if you feel cold too, I would definitely encourage you to do that as well. And so the keeper of sanctuary is really telling us about the sanctuary that we have within your own mind. Is it a beautiful place where you would like to spend time, or is it really chaotic? And that's perhaps what's causing you to feel unhappy. And so the more we take care of our thoughts and push them or guide them toward looking at the positive aspects of things, or whether we actually dwell into negative thoughts, that's going to make the huge difference whether we live in joy or happiness, right? And so your mind is a big key toward your happiness. And what is the keeper of sanctuary is telling you, right? You live most of your life inside, within yourself, right? So your mind is there, your friends with you all the time. And so do you make it a beautiful place by actually looking at the positive aspects of things, even when things are hard, even though your outside circumstances may not be positive. But if you focus on the positive aspects of what's happening in your life, that will make the biggest difference with whether you actually make your inner sanctuary a beautiful place, a peaceful place, a happy place, so you can experience more joy and more happiness in your life. Or whether you actually dwell into the negative thoughts, and that's where you can make it into literal hell on earth. And so, keeping your inner sanctuary, your mind, paying attention to your thoughts, that's what's gonna help you really find that joy within you. And so that's as far as the keeper of sanctuary is concerned. And now we have the keeper of innocence also that showed up in this reading. Similarly, the keeper of innocence also tells us to about tapping into that innocence that we all have within us, right? Imagine how a new parent, for example, would look at their newborn child, right? Look at that innocence within that baby. In the same way, you can look at your own life and at yourself with that same innocence, right? And so it seems like you might have had to grow up too fast, that you felt like you lost your innocence uh, pretty quickly in life. And so, what the keeper of innocence would like to remind us is we can always tap into that innocence that we have within us, the innocence of the soul, and looking at ourselves and our life as we are looking at a newborn baby. And we have that theme also here with the duck. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. So balance in simple ways. Innocence, similar to how a child would view the world, right? It's not complicated, right? Everything is so simple to them. This makes me happy. This doesn't, Ooh, I'm excited to try this new toy. Or, they enjoy the simple things in life and they look at life simplistically. So, looking at from the eyes of innocence and treating life in a simple way, that will help you keep your inner sanctuary, your mind in a balanced and happy state. And so, with that being said, we'll go ahead and pick your tarot card. Let's see what the cards have to say about this and about the joy in life. And this guy up here. Let's go this. Oh, all right. One more. That's it. And so one more thing I would like to do is just go ahead and pull a few tea leaf cards that can help us uncover a few more things. This guy right here. And one more. All right. Let's see what the tarot cards would like you to know about your own happiness and embodying that innocence within. In order to keep your inner sanctuary in a healthy place, we have the Knight of Pentacles. All right. And then we have the Page of Wands. Very interesting. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness. Ooh, the Chariot. Something new. New adventure. And Five of Cups. All right. I'm getting a sense over here of what's going on. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles as well. So, with the Knight of Pentacles over here, the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's very hardworking, right? Who can really focus in on his ambition and go for it. Very dedicated person. And with that, that's what I'm getting this feeling with, that you're somebody who did grew up fast, perhaps at a very young age. You had to start working hard and make things happen. And that's how you lost your innocence, right? And that's why you keep thinking so much, oh my God, I have to work, I have to get this done, I have to get that done. And that's where some of that imbalance may be coming from. And another thing with the Knight of Pentacles, it's an area of actual physical labor, right? Of needing to be secure and having money and doing the hard work physically, also mentally too. And so the biggest challenge that you have right now is this Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is someone who just discovered their inner power of creation things in life, but also in creating their own sanctuary within. So the biggest challenge for you is realizing the power that you hold within you to make changes into your own life, and that you do have the power to be happy, right? It's a decision you have to make by realizing the power that you have, by realizing the power that your thought has on your life and how you see things. And so once you realize that you do have that power, then you can create this beautiful sanctuary within you. And so, subconsciously, your beliefs and your thoughts with the Chariot is really the need to achieve goals, right? And they need to also win all the time. You have that inner belief that you just need to be a winner no matter what. And so, is that belief that you have within you that need to win at all time is costing you your inner peace? Is it? Or are you trying to win at all costs in the hopes that your success is what's going to bring you your happiness? Perhaps that's the false belief that you have. I'm getting a sense that you think if I get the house that I want, if I get the job that I want, if I make X amount of money, if I have the relationships that I want in my life, then I can be happy. So are you actually in that trap right now? You might need to reflect on that. Because what the card is telling you, no, you can be happy right now. You have that power to create your inner sanctuary. Meanwhile, going for your success, doing what you need to do, following your dreams, right? You can do that. But also, you don't have to wait until all of those dreams materialize. For you to be happy, you have the power to actually be happy right now. And so the Wheel of Fortune over here, what's leaving you is a cycle, an old cycle in your life. And so something is moving, something is changing. And perhaps part of it is the need to control your circumstances outside, right? It seems like part of it is you trying to have control over your outer circumstances. And so that's how you're neglecting your inner sanctuary. You have the control, you have the power to control your inner world, your inner environment, but you do not have the power to control the outside circumstances, right? And so with this leaving, I have a feeling that it's either something you need to start letting go of, hanging on, the need to control everything around you and the circumstances around you, and tap into the power within you to actually start controlling your inner environment instead. And so, with your conscious thoughts and actions, you've got the Five of Cups over here. And this card talks about contemplating the past and what happened in the past, crying over the loss. Perhaps there was some kind of a loss in your life, and you're just crying about it and you're beating yourself about it. And in a way, maybe you're blaming yourself for what happened, and perhaps for some mistakes you made in the past. You possibly might have made some mistakes, and you keep blaming yourself over it, and you keep repeating the past over and over and over again. And that is a huge source for actually being miserable, right? When we are living in the past and thinking what we could have done differently, and we should have done this, we should have not done that, and then that's where we actually are living in the past this whole time. And so the need to let go of what happened, and letting go of our need to wanting to make the past different. We cannot change the past. And so there is absolutely nothing productive about keep replaying the past over and over and what we should have done. That's the most hurt we can actually do to ourselves when we are in that situation. And so that's also why you keep your sanctuary. Um, Not in the best state as of right now. So perhaps really diving into that innocence, into, well, that happened. See how kids, usually when something bad happens to kids, right? Like when they fall, they cry for a couple of seconds and then maybe a minute at maximum. And then they go on in their life and just enjoying what's in front of them, right? Forgetting about all the pain that happened. And so that's one way we can learn from the children and their innocence is to actually embody that, right? Letting go in the past and look at what's actually in front of us. And so, ooh, the Queen of Pentacles, that's very beautiful. With the Queen of Pentacles, somebody who embodies luxuries around her. And this is what's coming into your energy field right now. And so success, luxury, wealth, and also somebody who has a big heart, right? And so you're embodying that. You're embodying love. That's what you're embodying, right? And giving. You're somebody who loves to give from their heart and generously. And so this is kind of the energy that's coming into your life right now. And so if you are somebody who's beating yourself up so much about something that happened in the past, whether it was a mistake that you made or what you knew you could have done some more in your life or worked hard towards something, knowing what's coming in front of you, right? The wealth, the material wealth, the luxury, the good things in life, you might also have that, right? And it is coming into your way. It is happening for you. I would like to just get a little bit more. Ooh, okay. All right. I see what's happening right now. I'll wait for this one for a little bit. Okay, very interesting. So we have the Six of Wands over here, and the Six of Wands is the power that you have within you, your internal influence on the situation, versus the Hanged Man is the external influence outside. And the Hanged Man is really a period of kind of you're just hanging in there. So it seems like you're at a time where perhaps you have to reflect, some kind of a time out, where there's really not a lot of action that's happening in your lives, perhaps. And that's somewhere outside, which is you really cannot control, right? That period of reflection that you kind of feel like you're forced into going into. And so that has something to do with something big that changed in your life recently as well, that kind of forced you to take some time out and reflect on your life, reflect on um, yourself as well. And that might be causing you to feel a little bit afraid of doing something new. But also, it can also indicate that you're hoping for your life to change. You do have that feeling that something needs to change. Something the way they're going right now is not working for you. And then so you are hoping to make some sort of change in your life. What you have control of is looking at your achievements and what you have accomplished so far. And that's what the Six of Wands is, somebody who's victorious. And I do get the sense that you're somebody who have actually done a lot at a very young age, right? You had to have responsibilities where you were able to actually accomplish so much in your life. But rather than actually looking into all the accomplishment and all the good things that you have done and all your victories, you're choosing to actually think about the things that did not go right. And there's not a lot of those in your life. Your victories are so much more. You're somebody who's done so much, who's hardworking, who actually accomplished so much. And so perhaps I'm getting this idea for you, if you would like to, is sit down and write down all the things that you were successful at, all the things that you said you were going to accomplish and you did accomplish, because you have accomplished a lot. And think about those. Keep those as part of your inner sanctuary, right? Our inner sanctuary, just like a beautiful room, we can decorate it whichever we would like. Wouldn't it be nicer to actually decorate it with all your accomplishments and your achievements rather than decorate it with the things that you have done wrong or the things that did not go out the way you wanted them to go? Think about that. And so, focusing on that, focusing on all that you have accomplished in life, right? And what you're doing right now, that's what's going to help you actually start building that beautiful sanctuary. Oh, that's like the utmost happiness um you can have with your emotions over here with the Two of Cups as being actually what's going to happen. This is the card for the final outcome, which is the Two of Cups. And so this card is of a union, right? Partnership, two things coming together, perhaps two aspects of yourself are coming together that will give joy. Dragon, be aware of self illusion. We have the barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, and goals. Interesting. Eagle, triumph over troubles, obstacles. Ah, very beautiful. Wow. Let's see, July. Okay, something next month is happening for you. Very interesting. Where opportunities are waiting for you. It seems like there's some kind of an opportunity and a door that's going to open for you in July. Something to keep in mind. Four-leaf clover, great good fortune. That's very beautiful. I had a little bit of technical difficulties, so I apologize for that, but we're back. And so with the four of leaf clover over here, great good fortune. And so putting all this together, it seems I see that you are somebody who's a very hard worker, somebody who's taking life too seriously, very independent, and you go after what you want with such determination, and you're good at it. I do see that you have accomplished a lot. You do have great fortune, and also somebody who triumphs over troubles. It seems like you do actually thrive when there's troubles and obstacles. And so those obstacles, it's like for you, some kind of a game that's okay, how do I get over this? And so, especially with the Six of Wands over here too, somebody who's victorious, always um, coming out in victory, always striving for the best. And so I do have the sense of a bit of perfectionism, which is absolutely good, but at times, sometimes here with the Five of Cups, you might be taking it a little bit too hard on yourself when things do go wrong. And so um, taking a look at your achievements and what you have done so far in life and use that to populate your inner sanctuary rather than keeping the what could have gone better with your inner sanctuary, right? Because I do see somebody who have accomplished so much in life. And so being proud and actually enjoying those achievements. I do see that something have happened in the past where things started turning around for you. And so that change of events that did happen is forcing you in a way, put you in a place where you have to take some kind of a time out to gain a little bit more clarity and do some more introspection and look deep within you about your life. And so with your biggest challenge over here is trying something new. And I see that here with the duck, right? So with the duck is also trying something new, something simple, and adventuring of some sort. And perhaps that's the part where you feel something is lacking in your life, is with that something new. Perhaps it's love, perhaps it's a new goals, or adventuring into even traveling, right? We've got the chariot over here and the fool, both of us, and with the page of cup, uh, trying to communicate to you the importance of new experiencing something new and also enjoying that something new. And so we do have two also cards that talk about innocence, the keeper of innocence, but also the fool is somebody who's also innocent, venturing into this new journey, but also he's very innocent. And that innocence seems to be something that's missing in your life. Perhaps it's because that you had to take on responsibilities at such an early age and you started viewing life in a little bit too seriously and you forgot about all this fun and being spontaneous and the joy from new experiences. And also, we've got with the dog also some somebody who is playful, affectionate, and also community oriented. So it seems maybe that sense of community is also missing, but also that sense of being playful. Same thing with the fool, right? So are you perhaps afraid of looking foolish if you start having fun and being spontaneous? And so that's something would be helpful to think about. Why not, you know? And or are you also afraid of making mistakes? Mistakes are just part of life. That's a way for us to learn and grow. And so, not being so hard on yourself and also daring to experiencing something new in life and enjoying it. That would be a big key to your happiness because it seems like you triumph over troubles, good fortune is in your way, but what you're missing is that feeling of something's lacking, and perhaps it has to do with friendships and emotions in the community. Because I feel it interesting that the only cards in here that has anything to do with emotions and connecting to that part of who you are is the Five of Cups, which talks about you being too hard on yourself, emotionally beating yourself up about mistakes. And so allowing other emotions like excitement for a new journey to come into your experience. That's something that will shift things for you dramatically. And that's what's going to lead to the Two of Cups, another emotional card. That's your final outcome. Perhaps a union of some sort, partnerships, meeting a new community or meeting new people in general. And so a door would be opening for you perhaps somewhere in July where you get to experience something new. So it will be probably very wise to keep an eye around the opportunities that it will open up for you around that time. And so taking a fresh look at life with eyes of innocence and daring to experiencing new things in life. That would, and playful, being playful also, not taking things so seriously, not being hard on yourself. Look at all the accomplishments that you have done. I bet that if you actually start listing all the accomplishments and all the victories you had over your life so far, it's going to be a really long list. And so, populating your inner sanctuary with those accomplishments, with also new experiences and new feelings that you would like to experience, new things in life, that would be a big key to bringing more joy and happiness into your life. I love this reading because there is so much for you to look forward to in life rather than um, being so tied into what could have been, what I could have done better, or things that you missed out on. You're are actually have a lot of excitement coming your way. That's coming in front of you and gonna be materializing very quickly as soon as you tend to your inner sanctuary and start actually looking at the nice things, the good things in your life that already have happened and that are about to happen. And so, with that, I wish you the best of luck. I would love to hear from you about how this journey is actually unfolding for you. So, if you feel called to, please share in the comments below. And if any of this resonated with you and you found it helpful and supported you in any way on your journey, I would appreciate your support back by liking and subscribing to my channel. That way you will not miss more readings that I love giving so much on a weekly basis. So thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye. All right. Hello. Hello, dear reading number 4, and welcome. And you're here because you have picked this beautiful sun card. Let me show you up close for your reading to uncover the secret to your joy and happiness. And so let's see what the tarot cards have in store for you. And let us together uncover the secret to bringing more joy into your life. We'll start by picking a couple of cards from the Oracle, Keeper of the Wild, and we have Keeper of Endings. Very interesting cards. And let's see what the birds. Oh, this one wants to be here. Turkey. Honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. Very interesting. And let's see what the other one. All right, this one. And we've got the flicker. New rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. All right, very interesting. Let's go ahead and uncover what the Keeper of the Wild first is trying to tell you right now. It tells us, the Keeper of the Wild, about the wilderness within, right? The wilderness is not just only something out there, but also within us. And it reminds us that life is not only about paying bills and getting that new car or new house or desiring those or achieving those secondary objectives in our life, but also talks about your heart and its wild nature and what do you truly desire and how we can actually indulge our own wild nature and hear the stories of our soul and what it's trying to actually reveal to us about our own nature. And the Keeper of Endings we have over here. Let's see. I'll put this over here. And so the Keeper of Endings remind us about the cycles of life, right? Birth and rebirth and ending. Um, and so with the Keeper of Endings, it's important to actually honor or grieve of things that have passed and have ended in our life, right? But also not to dwell in that despair and realize that endings means new beginnings for something new and exciting in your life. And so, very interesting with the Keeper of of the Wild and the Keeper of Endings, and having the Turkey here reminding us to honor our own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessing in the service of good for all, and new rhythms are coming into your life. And so, with that being, is to and encourage you to trust and adapt. So it seems like there's something big that has been that have left your life, and so now it's time for something else, something new, a new rhythm that's showing into your life right now. And so let's see what that would tell us about your happiness with the tarot cards right now. And so right off the bat, I am actually getting this message that maybe something old in your life, an old rhythm that have served you up until now, perhaps in the form of you accomplishing the goals that you want and you set in your life, and establishing perhaps your, let's say, your job, your career, your source of abundance, source of money and paying bills, and you have that established, but now you're looking for something more exciting into your life. And so time to focus on that wilderness within you and what your soul is actually calling you to do. And that's a very strong message that I'm getting right now for you. But let's see what the tarot cards are saying, so we can go ahead and get a better picture. And we'll go ahead by uncovering the Knight of Cups. Okay. And your challenge is the Emperor. Wow. Okay. And I am getting here the urge to actually go ahead and get few of these cards as well for you to get a better, clearer picture of your key to happiness. The King of Cups, uh, it is an emotional card, but in the sense that also higher ideals, higher morals, right? And also an artistic approach to work. And so I'm getting this feeling you do have some creativity within you, that wild part of you that perhaps could be a key to your happiness. And with the Emperor being here, it's the challenge that you have to unlock your happiness. And it's about elevating your spirit, becoming a leader, setting examples for others, and the power and authority. So reclaiming the power that you have um, with wildness. And ooh, we're already starting to get some more cup cards. Okay, that's very nice. That's what's leaving you right now. And four. Okay, we're getting few fours in here, which talks about stability. Four is a card of stability. Okay, all right, very interesting. And so a theme that I'm starting to get right now, it's letting go of the desires that are not really serving your higher ideals in life, right? Sometimes we can hang on into the desires to get a better job, a better, bigger house, and all that. But your spirit is calling you towards your higher ideals. What are those ideals? And living them. And that's how you elevate your spirit, right? And so once you let go, and I see that energy actually starting to leave you right now, you're letting go of those desires that you know they're meaningless, in a sense that are not serving the higher purpose of all and the greater good for all. And I see that leaving you right now. And I also see a period of the Hanged Man over here. This is what's coming into your life, which is introspection and really meditating on the things, your higher ideals, and trying to figure those out for you, because these are going to be a big key to your happiness in this life. What do you really care about the most in life? What do you want your life to be about, right? You have realized right now that um, the hamster wheel, so to speak, of work and getting our material needs met. You've already have known that you can accomplish those at any time, but now your soul is calling you towards your higher ideals. And with the Four of Cups over here, these are your subconscious thoughts. And the Four of Cups is really a card of emotional stability in a way, but also it means boredom. It seems like you are a little bit bored from your current um, cycle of life or the current rhythm of your life, right? Going to work, and then what, right? Accomplishing your material wealth and material goals that you set for yourself, meeting your material needs. But now you're kind of bored with that. You're asking, what else is there more to your life? And with the Four of Wheels over here, this is also material stability. So consciously, you have been working on establishing that material stability in your life, making sure your physical needs are being met, and that's what you've been acting on, but that's feeling you a little bit bored and you're looking for that wild life, right? That your spirit is calling you to do and your higher ideals. And so the next chapter of your life, it seems like you're kind of taking some time for yourself to really think about those ideals and get a better pictures of what your soul is calling you to do next. And through that reflection of what your higher ideals are and taking that time to really listen to your soul, there is a growth that's happening. And then we have the Six of Cups. Oh my goodness, so much emotions. And the Hierophant. Very interesting. So with the Six of Cups over here, this is the card, the placement of this card about what's in your power. And the Six of Cups, also, this theme keeps reoccurring here. And it's about giving to other people. The Six of Cups, they realize that giving to other people, when you give from your heart, what you receive back from the universe is multiplied by tens and hundreds over again. And so, with the Six of Cups, and what you have control of is that giving, and start to think about what you can give for the greater good of all people. That's going to also unlock that happiness for you. And so your higher ideals seems like are tied into you giving back to the community, giving back to what you truly care about, and that are connected to your higher ideals. And with the Hierophant over here, these are um, the external influences to your situation, and they have to do with moral values, education, spiritual growth. And it seems like you are going through this spiritual growth period. And so, looking into your moral values. So, I would um, encourage you, if you would like, to perhaps write or contemplate about what your higher moral values are. What are your ideals? And that would be big key to unlocking to your happiness, because you do seems like have a very important um, purpose in life that has to do with ideals and your moral values. And so by giving to other people and also looking at it from the lens of service to the good, to the high, to greater good for all. That's going to be big for you. Wow. Okay. And so your fear, your fears over here with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is really being indecisive. Seems like there are so many choices and possibilities in front of you, and so you are afraid of making the wrong choice. It seems like, oh wow, lots of fours, a lot of sevens we've got here in your reading. And so the Seven of Wheels is about really being patient. It's about patience, about trust that the hard work that you have put will eventually lead to good results. So faith, trust, these are big themes here with the Seven of Wheels. And so it seems like there's a lot of patience that's required of you to really unlock that the higher ideals and moral values that you care about the most. What you have control of also with the Six of Cups over here is I do get that sense of family, home, homeland, memories from your childhood. And so I'm getting the sense that perhaps write down about what have you really missed from your childhood the most, those memories of childhood and what you really cared about while you were young, those higher ideals and values that you had as a child that you might have perhaps not accessed in a while. And so by uncovering those and remembering those and or perhaps writing about them to get better clarity or revisit those memories in your head to try to extract that what you cared about, right? Because when we were children, we had an easier access to our soul, sort of speaks, and what really mattered to our soul the most. And as we get older and start the hamster wheel of life, right? And starting our jobs, our careers, whatnot, we tend to sometimes forget about what we cared about the most. And so, your childhood memory could cover a lot about what you truly cared about as a child. And what you cared about the most as a child is also something that your soul is calling you toward and trying to bring your attention back to it. And this is a not easy journey to go through, right? With the spiritual growth that you're experiencing right now. So you are being asked to be patient with yourself as you uncover that part of you. And so that part of you that will be bringing you a lot of joy and letting that joy so easily flow more into your life. And so remember as a child, what really kept you what made you happy, right? Is it adventures? Is it something wild? But what kept you happy? What made you happy when you were a child? What dreams did you have as a child, right? Remembering those dreams, because the Seven of Cups is also a cup of dreams. Perhaps you are afraid of following your dreams. These are your fears. And so, by being afraid or not have made the decision to follow our dreams yet, could be a source of unhappiness for you. And following those dreams uh, would unlock those that flow of happiness into your life. Great worry over nothing. Okay. Butterfly, a change for the better. Oh, that's very beautiful. Doing something risky, taking a chance. Interesting. And ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. Very interesting. A source for your unhappiness is the great worry over nothing. And with that being also the Seven of Cups, it is also something that you're worried about, worrying about some kind of a choice And so perhaps you're thinking too much and you're worrying so much that you are really living in the future that hasn't happened yet. And so bringing yourself back into the now moment and letting go of that worry as much as you can because things will turn out good for you, right? It seems like you are waiting. There is a sense of boredom, a sense of waiting for something to manifest in here also, but something's gonna be taking place, and I'm getting this feeling by February. That's going to be very helpful for you. That's gonna bring a change for the better for you. And so it could be something that also has to do with this higher ideals. You're right now actually starting to think of those higher ideals. And so another big theme that I'm getting over here with the Four of Wheels over here, which is your conscious thoughts and actions, has to do with materiality and also not sharing that wealth in material possessions, but actually keeping them, hoarding material wealth and possessions. And so, with the Devil card here, it's something that's either leaving your energy or something that you have to let go of is that greed, in a sense, and that um, seeing life only about having material possessions, right? And so you are very, um, I am getting the sense that you have, in a way, let material possessions kind of be a very important part of your life. And that's what caused that boredom for you. Having the Hierophant and the Emperor, I see there is a lot of wisdom that you also have, but you haven't tapped into that yet. And that part of the wisdom is about sharing with people that you care about, sharing with your family, sharing with your homeland, sharing with what really matters to you. And so I feel like you have that calling to actually start giving for the highest good, for the greater good of humanity. Perhaps have you thought about maybe giving back perhaps through giving material possessions to people, charity, perhaps volunteering somewhere, that would bring you so much joy, whether you realize it or not. Because I see this as a block for you. Like caring so much about materiality and worrying so much about material possession is a source of unhappiness. It's important to build that foundation for our material needs. But is it right now at a point where is that all that you care about and think about? And so by giving to what we care about, and start looking at our higher ideals, why did you start pursuing material wealth in the first place? Perhaps thinking about that can help you unlock your ideals. Or perhaps it can help you let go of that need of why did you think that it's super important for you to actually um, keep that as the most important focal point of your life. With that, your biggest challenge is elevating your spirit from the worries of materiality and material wealth to your higher ideals, to morality, to the wisdom that you have within, to what you care about the most for the higher and the service of the greater God. And so, this is a very interesting reading, and I I do see that you are taking some kind of a risk and taking a chance, especially that is something that you are currently thinking about, making a decision that making you a little bit worried about this decision. And so perhaps part of it is doing something risk and taking a chance, with a certain change that's going to happen for the better for you. And so I feel like you are already moving toward that way. You are already moving from that care so much about materiality and material wealth and um, caring in a certain way about your own needs. And so you have realized that that's been making you bored. And now you are looking at well, what can you do? And I feel like a big part of it is service, service to others, service towards what you really care about and what your soul truly about. And so having that clarity, which you will be contemplating very soon, will be the key to unlocking the happiness of your life. I do see a lot of wisdom. I do see that somebody who's very let's say someone that has a way with words, right? Negotiations and making other people see your perspective. So that's something very powerful that you have, and that could be something that could possibly help you give back in a way. And so I feel like you do have a lot of let's say uh, gifts or a lot of um, good traits. You possess a lot of good traits that helped you so far to bring all this material wealth. And so, how can you actually use those gifts that you have, that gift of persuasion? Because that's not an easy gift to master. And so, how can you use that for the highest good of all? And so, that would help a lot with unlocking your happiness in life. And so I do see that change for you. This boredom that you have is because you have actually started realizing that there's more to life and that caring about the people around you, caring about your community, caring about and remembering the things that you cared the most about as a child before you start going through this, um, the hamster wheel, so to speak. And so remembering those and remembering what you care most about and employing those great gifts that you have for the highest for the greater good of all would be the key to unlocking your happiness. And so realizing that this has been an important part of life, right? The accumulation of wealth and stability. And so now you know you can do this. How can you use that for the highest good for all, for your um, ideals and morals that you have, and how can you employ that for the highest good of all? And so I do see that there is a need of patience. This is not easy because you are changing the rhythm of your life right now. From right, it's not easy to be going through that hamster wheel for so long, so there is a little bit of time to readjust. And so being patient with yourself as you're going through this new cycle of your life to what your soul is calling you to do, being patient with yourself would be very helpful. And so I feel like you've got this because this change is for the better for you. This change will bring you that happiness that you seek. And so I really hope that this reading has helped you. And so if it has helped you, I would love to hear from you. Which parts of this reading has resonated? Would love to hear back about your journey. So please leave a comment and let me know how your journey is going. And if this helped you in any way, I would appreciate the support by liking and subscribing to this channel so you don't miss any future reading. I wish you the best of luck, dear reading number 4, and see you later. Bye.